Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. I would like to talk about Microsoft. They just had an earnings report. It was pretty good. It gapped up on Friday. I like the stock. Everybody else seems to like it. It's the stock of the future. I want to buy me some. But is this the right time? But I want to buy me some. What does the technicals look like? But I want to buy me some. What do the fundamentals look like? I'm biased. I want to buy. Let's see if it is the right decision. The Stock Planner channel is an education channel. We share our ideas. We're not recommending anything. It's up to you to do your own due diligence. It's up to you to learn how to do this. It's up to you to do your own research. And if you do, you'll win. Well, let's get started. This is Microsoft, stock ticker MSFT. This is on the weekly time frame. In other words, every one of these candles is a week's worth of data. And this is the drop in 2020. This is the RSI, and it dropped below the 30, and it's oversold condition. And you can see once it came back around, that was a nice run. They were predicting a down, and it was only a little minor down, and a down again. And that was pretty much of a good drop. And by the way, this was about 3 or 4 weeks of drop. Now, conditions are the MACD is below the zero line, which is a condition for, we look for ups when that happened. The stochastic RSI is about to come around, and it's oversold condition about to come around, and so has the RSI. This is on the weekly time frame. My setups are in the description below if you like these indicators. This is the zigzag indicator, the MACD, stochastic RSI, and the RSI. This is another RSI that I'm just testing out. This is TradingView. It's a free software package. You're allowed to have 3 indicators. I have 4 or 5 here. Very cheap if you have to buy it, but it lets you do a lot of things on the free side. I used it for a year free. Switching to the daily time frame, we just had earnings. We'll talk about that in a minute. On the daily time frame, the zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. Zigzag is not an indicator at all. It uses future data to repaint itself to be perfect. Okay, and I use it to find indicators that will predict this. This is the daily time frame. This is the RSI again, and it's went below. That's an indication to go up. Below, it's on this oversold condition when it's below 30. Below the 20, oversold, come back around. And it looks like the RSI, the MACD is coming back around. The zigzag does not know what it's doing, so it was knowing what it's doing on its downward trend. So that means it's thinking about going up. Technicals have been beaten down for the last 3 to 4 weeks. And we had a green candle on Friday, late in the day, for Microsoft. Is it the time to buy Microsoft? Now, I'm a swing trader, and I try to capture these tops and bottoms. I try to predict them, which you can't. But then I would try to capture the trend in between it. And if you can do that, you're making some serious money. So I look for indicators that may possibly signal a switch. This earnings could be that drive up. Could be just what I'm looking for. We also have dividend coming up in about 2 weeks. This is Simply Wall Street. It's $10 a month. It's free for 5 of these little analysis things. So a month, you can do 5 of these. It uses Snowflake, and you're looking for snowflakes that are green. These are its competitors, Oracle, which I have a losing trade in now. I'm going to produce a video later today. ServiceNow, some other software companies. You can see they're not green. This is, the bigger the green, the better, by the way. It says it's trading at 30% below its fair value. Earnings are going to grow, and they have grown over the past year. This is what you want. We all know that Microsoft does the software licenses, and it's in a lot of other things like AI and cloud and artificial intelligence. I like Simply Wall Street because of the graphics. I like pictures. I'm a simple guy. According to Simply Wall Street, it's supposed to be trading at $308. Well, it is trading at $308, but the fair value for this stock is $443. So that's some significant move. And the fair value market value is predicted on the revenues and money that they have available to spend on the infrastructure and R&D. It's a predictor. Warren Buffett likes to buy undervalued stocks. There's the future growth. You want the nice curve up. You want that. And that's the past performance. That's the chart you want to see. Upward Pays a small dividend, not much. Now, TipRanks has its predicted value to be 373. It's down from Simple Wall Street. And that's over a 12-month period. It's being followed by 27 analysts and a low of 320, currently trading at 308. So this stock is predicted to rise over the next 12 months. Strong buy, number 10 out of 10. That's what you want to see. Insider activity, somebody sold shares. Hedge fund activity decreased. You don't want to see that, but you want to see the rest green. And that is the technicals and the fundamentals. If you get a positive, it's usually trading above its 200 moving average. That's a sign of a lot of people take to buy. And that chart looks generally good. And we had some downside here. Maybe it's time to buy. Now remember, we just had a 10% correction in the technicals. FinViz, a lot of people start their research and fundamental analysis using FinViz. And it produces these nice little lines. People use it for support and resistance. It's drawn for you automatically. Sometimes that's helpful. Green bar today or Friday. Their target price is 370. That's close to TipRanks, which was 373. By the way, these are all just opinions. Your opinion might be just as good as somebody else, but I do rely on it because those guys, those 23 people that are following it, they're getting paid to do it. So I'm assuming they know more about it than I do. Positive PE, which is a little high, but this is a moneymaker. And the forward PE, all positive. That's what you're going to see. It is shortable. A lot of people trade this, and it has a buy recommendation here in FinViz. It's 1.6. No need to get in too far into the internals of this company because this is a top-notch company. And after that's earnings, a lot of companies or analysts have reiterated their buy and outperform, and these are the prices they're predicting. Again, everybody has an opinion. And you can read the news articles here. There's been a lot of them. Back to Simply Wall Street, they have a section for the news and updates. And this is the earnings report. And I'm lazy, so I just read the summary a lot of times. EPS, $2.50, up for $2.05. That's beat it. Revenue, it beat. And net income, it beat. Profit margin of 36% is in line. The revenue exceeded by 1.8%. Earnings per share exceeded by 7%. This is a good report. And that's why it jumped that day. But then we had Wall Street was red. So this is good. It's been hanging around this area here, though, leveled off. Now, I subscribe to several reports. Some of them come free with my broker. This is Zacks. Zacks is very conservative. It's easy to read. And this Azure cloud is going to keep Microsoft profitable. But anyway, they have a buy signal, and it's going to be outperform. Price target is 311. Remember, that's not very far off of where it's trading at today. Now, this was a report of about a week ago, from what I'm telling you today, and it was before earnings. But they're conservative, and they have a conservative price target. It gives a good overview. I'm just not going to talk about it. But 80% of all desktops are still using Microsoft. Their cloud business is great, and their AI is going to be great. Zacks gives you some reasons to buy. I always read these. And dominant in software, cloud computing, strengthening position in their subscriber base, gaming, software, management, excellent, and they have rewarded their shareholders. The risks, competition. Google is a big competitor, but anybody that develops software could cut into their market share. The increased mobile phone use and tablet may cut into their market share as well. Anyway, I started this to say I'm biased. I want to buy. Okay? Regardless of what all that said. Zacks was 311 in this area here. It's not far from where it's at. Zacks was conservative. Simply Wall Street was way up here. And TipRanks and FinViz was in the 370 area in this area here. So what do you believe? Going up, going down? I want to buy. But I can't. Zacks with a 311 got me spooked. And the market conditions today and the high volatility and the recession and all kinds of the situation in Europe with Russia invading Ukraine, all have scared me, but I still want to buy. So I've looked at a calendar spread with the long month of July and a short month of May. Now you have to look up what calendar spreads are, but basically I'm looking for a scenario where the price is going to stay in between a range, and that's based on Zacks. If it gets up to as far as 343 or as low as 281, I have a winner. Obviously, if it stays in the 311 area, right here, that is where most of my win is. And I like this because what I'm thinking is the stock's not going to move very much. And the nice thing about this, when you use options, is if it stays in this area and goes a little above or a little down, you can always take profit anywhere at any time. You don't have to wait to the end. But obviously, if it ends up in this area here, at expiration, that's when you win the most. But you can take profit anytime in that same area. So if you invested $410 and you can make a profit of $100, in other words, 400 to make 500, that's a 20% profit. So I think I'm going to do a conservative, based on Zacks and their conservative estimate. And based on the situation in the market, I'm going to do a calendar spread that's costing me $410. My max loss is $410, and profit could be up to $1,000 if I get lucky. There's some skill to play this, but you can also set a stop loss to take your profit at $139, and when it gets to this area here, it'll hit, and you take your profit. I think February is going to be a very turbulent month for the stock market. Well, that's the trade. Staying between 282. In other words, I don't think it's going to go down much. And 343. And if it plays around in this area here, I can take profit as long as it stays in here anytime during this time. But if it goes out, I'm going to start losing. What do you think of this trade? Please leave your comments below. Like and subscribe. Remember to do your own due diligence. We'll catch you in the flip. And by the way, you got to like what you're doing. Good luck.